In today's video, I'll walk you through Wirementor, a powerful tool to create wireframes and prototypes in no time with the power of
Elementor Pro.
Hello, I'm your host Casino. I'm a digital alchemist, and today we'll take a look at Wirementor, a simple yet powerful tool to help you quickly wireframe, prototype, and custom design your next website project, all within the comfort of Elementor Pro.
Disclaimer.
Wirementor is a product that I created, so this is not a review because I'm obviously biased, but it's more of a walkthrough so that you can see how it works and if it would be a good fit for you. Now, if you're interested in purchasing Wirementor, you will find a link in the description below. Now, very important, you do need a valid Elementor Pro license in order to use Wirementor because Wirementor pre-styles Elementor Pro widgets and uses Elementor Pro theme builder features. Now, in case you don't have Elementor Pro yet, you will find a link in the description of this video. To be crystal clear, this is an affiliate link, which means that I do get a commission if you purchase a license after clicking on my link. But one, if you know my channel, you know that I love Elementor Pro and I use it daily. And two, commission actually helped me support this channel. So you don't have to purchase through my link, but if you do,
Thank you.
But first of all, what is Wirementor? Wirementor is a powerful wireframing and prototyping UI kit to be used with your award-winning theme builder Elementor Pro. It was built with rapid implementation in mind to help you craft digital wireframes and prototypes in no time. With rapid implementation in mind, this is why, despite Elementor library capabilities, Wirementor comes as a bundle of pages and not saved layouts. Now, why is that? Simply because it's more visual, therefore it's way faster to browse the demo site and just click on Edit with Elementor when you want to copy instead of an endless import this layout process. Also, you can see the blog, the element, or the layouts in responsive context before you decide to actually use it. In order to use Wirementor, you will need a domain name plus web hosting, or you could use a local solution such as Local by Flywheel, which is completely free. Also, you need a fresh WordPress install, and I'm talking about WordPress from WordPress.org and not WordPress.com. Also, you need a page builder friendly theme such as Astra, Ocean WP, or the Elo theme, which have all been tested with Wirementor. And of course, you need to have Elementor Pro, for which you will find a link in the description of this video. Of course, a WordPress install, and it's better to have a fresh one because it's going to replace everything that's in there. So don't do that on a live website. Let's dive in. So the Wirementor setup. So as mentioned, make sure you install Wirementor on a fresh install because it will change the content. I can't stress that enough. So you've been warned. Okay, next, let's go into the WordPress dashboard. And you want to make sure, as it says, that your permalinks are set to post name. And for that, you go to Settings, Permalinks. And here we're going to select post name and just hit Save Changes. So let's go back. Next, you want to install and activate a page builder friendly theme such as Astra, or as I mentioned, Ocean WP or Hello. It may work with many other themes. It's been tested with those three, which are some of the most used with Elementor and Elementor Pro. So for that, you go to Appearance and then Themes. And as you see, I've already installed Astra. It's very easy. You just click on Add New and search for whatever theme you want to use. So I've installed Astra. I'm going to activate it. So let me click on Activate. So I'm using the free version of Astra here, even though I have a Pro license. But just to show you that you can also use it with the free version of Astra. Okay, next you want to install Elementor, Elementor Pro, and the WordPress importer tool. Now for that, you will go to Plugins. And as you can see, I've already installed the plugin, but just in case, just click on Add New. You just type the name in the search engine and you just click on Install and then Activate. But as mentioned, I've already installed the plugins. So the next step is to go to Tools, Import, WordPress, start the importer and import the Wirementor XML file that you downloaded after purchase. It may take a moment. So we go to Tools and then Import, and then click on Run Importer, but you must have installed and activated the WordPress Importer plugin before that. So if you follow along and did everything, then it should run fine. So click on Run Importer, and then you just click on Choose File, and I'm going to select the Wirementor file, then click on upload file and import. And it's very important that you don't refresh the page, even if it takes time. Like here it was pretty fast, but it may take some time, so make sure you don't refresh the page. Or on the next screen, you should actually assign the existing post to the one of the users of this website. So this is the author from the original website, and you should match it to an existing user. So there's only one here, so I'm going to select that one, demo. And very, very, very important, make sure you select the option download and import file attachments, because otherwise pictures may work when you initially install Wirementor, but then if the original pictures are removed, you won't get it actually. So because it may change from time to time. So you must click on download and import file attachment and then click submit. And once again, this may take some time, so just be patient. Watch a YouTube video or something. I'm just kidding. Just it might take a minute or maybe a couple of minutes, but just be patient. Make sure you don't refresh the page. Okay, so it took an extra minute, but as I said, it may take longer. So it took an extra minute. And next, you want to go to settings, reading, and you want to set the home page by selecting the home newly imported page. That will make sense in a moment. So we go to settings, reading, and here as a home page, we want to select a static page, and we want to select home. Now there are many pages, as you can see. If you're in a hurry, just type on the keyboard home, and as you see, it went straight to home. So click on home. Next, it's not in the documentation, but this is not linked to Wirementor. As a rule of thumb, I always put for each post in a feed, include the summary instead of the full text. And especially because this is a demo and more than likely it will be a prototype, you don't want Google to index it, just click on discourage search engines from indexing this website and click on Save Changes. Next, you want to go to Elementor Tools replace URL, sorry. So Elementor Tools, then click on the Replace URL tab. So in the old URL, we're just going to copy and paste the URL of the demo. And here you should type the new URL you're using. So I'm just going to type the new URL. Make sure you include the and backslash, okay? And I mean the and, yeah, // And here we're just going to copy it. So point number 8. So you should copy that URL here. And we're just going to paste it. And once we've pasted both the old and the new URL, click on Replace URL. Okay, 56 rows affected. So why do we do that? Otherwise, if you don't do it, some items are going to be referenced to the original demo. So when you click on a button, it will take you to actually to another website. And you may not understand why it's not working the way you want and not even realize that you're on another website. So once you've done that, we've covered a lot. So let's take a look at what the website looks like right now. Okay, so we have our pages. But as you can see, there are some things that are not like in the demo, but we're going to take care of that in a moment. Styling setup. Okay, first we need to set up the styling options. So in WordPress, go to Elementor settings and make sure that fonts and colors are managed by Elementor. So if I go back, that would be here, Elementor settings. So these options should be unchecked. If they're checked, just uncheck it and click on Save Changes. Next, setting up the fonts. Okay, so make sure there's no other Elementor page being edited. And next in WP Pages Style Guide, click on Edit with Elementor. So basically we need to open the Style Guide page. So we can either go to Pages, like I show you here, and type Style Guide, or we could go to the front end and just click on Edit with Elementor. So here's my Style Guide. I'm gonna click on Edit with Elementor. Okay, and here it is. So first, in the top left corner of the window, click on the hamburger icon, and then we're going to change the fonts as described in the documentation. So basically, I click here on the hamburger icon, default fonts. Primary headline should be Roboto 300. Secondary should be Roboto 400. Body text should be Roboto 400 and accent text should be Roboto 500. So make sure you click on the apply button here in the top left corner. Otherwise, your changes will not be taken into account. And also make sure there's no other Elementor window open because otherwise it might conflict and not take changes into account. Okay, next you want to set up the color picker. So once again, make sure there's no other Elementor page being edited. And while we're in the style guide here, so basically what we're going to do is just click on each column. Okay, so I click on the column, then I go to style. And here I can, with my color selected, I can just click on the add pick color. But as you can see, it didn't work. I clicked on that color, which is a light blue, and it added a black color. And that seems to be a bug with the current version of Elementor. So by the time you watch this video, it might not be an issue anymore. Also, I've noticed that it differs whether you're using Astra or Ocean WP or the Elo theme. So it's not the same behavior. Nevertheless, there is a solution. It's a bit painful, but at the time, it's the only way to do things. So I'm just going to drag that to delete it. And then I'm just going to remove everything and I'm going to start typing. So ECF 6FF. Okay, so now it works. Well, let me make sure, let me click. And as you see, it works. So that's the trick, that's the workaround. Now, it didn't do it right now, but earlier on when I tested, while I was typing, it was getting crazy and adding a lot of characters. It was like doubling or tripling the characters I was typing. If this happens, you need to be patient and just go with the keyboard character by character and remove the unwanted characters and just be left with the code that you want, and it will work. Once again, it's painful, but at the time being, it seems to be a bug, and I'm pretty sure it's going to get solved soon because many people reported it. This is not linked to Wirementor per se. Okay, let's do the same for the other ones. So I'm just going to remove, put the pound sign, 0064 FB, as can be seen here. And as I just mentioned, it just added the crazy characters. So that's pretty good because that's what I wanted to show you. So basically, I'm just removing the unwanted characters. And once I'm happy, there you go. And it works. Okay, third one. Pound sign for 4054. Oh, sorry. Pound sign 0045E8. And once again, it added the crazy characters. Just remove the ones you don't want, click on the plus. So it works fine. Okay, the last one is actually one of the default ones in Elementor. So I'm just going to drag it and place it here. Okay, so now we're set. Now the next thing we want to do is to change the color palette. This is, you don't have to do it, but I think it's better. So once again, I click on the hamburger icon on the top left corner, click on default colors, and I'm going to select my main color, which is 0064 FB for almost all. So primary, secondary, text, and just for the accent, I'm going to select the alternate blue, which is more vibrant. Okay, and once again, make sure you click on apply, otherwise your changes will not be taken into account. Next, we want to set the site header and footer. Go to template theme builder, and I'm just going to open each in a new tab. There's only three, so the search, the footer, and the header, I'm going to open them all with Elementor. And for the those three theme builder parts, we're going to do the same operation. So here in the bottom corner, next to the update button, there's a small arrow. Click on the arrow, click on display conditions, and just click on save and close. So it's just to remind Elementor Pro that we actually have theme builder parts, and after the import, for some reason, this is what you need to do. So display conditions. Okay, so that's for the footer. And last but not least, the header, display conditions, and click on save and close. Okay, so now I'm just going to close all of these, and now if I refresh the page, there you go. We have our new header and our new footer. So if I click on menu, I can see the demo menu. Okay, let's take a walkthrough at Wirementor. So first of all, we have Wirementor elements. So if I take a look here in the menu, you can see we have all the elements here. Okay, so let's open an element. For example, let's open the progress bar. As you can see, these are just Elementor or Elementor Pro widgets that are styled. I mean, they've been styled for the desktop, for the tablet, for mobile. They look good and they have consistency, and that's the key. They're neutral, but they're vibrant. It's a nice look, and they're the foundation items that we're going to build on. Because as you can see, first we have elements here, then we have blocks. So basically, we build the blocks with the elements, and then we build the layouts with the blocks. Okay, so if we look at the documentation here, we talk about sims. So for example, if I go back to my page and I scroll to the bottom, in all pages, you will see a section with documentation. This is really for you to know what to do. And this is a regular element. Now let's go in the menu and look for a sim element. So let's go to portfolio sim. As you can see, it says sim here in the navigation. And if you scroll down to the bottom to know what it's all about, basically, a sim element means that we are simulating the original widget. So this is not a portfolio widget. The portfolio widget is very different. And the reason why there are simulations within Wirementor is because when you're prototyping, you don't necessarily want to create, I don't know, 9 blog posts to have the blog post archive. You don't want to create 10 individual portfolio projects because you want to demonstrate how the portfolio works. At this stage, you just want to quickly draft things and see if it works. So this is a simulation of a portfolio, and actually the behavior is quite different from the original portfolio item. So may not be the best example, but let me show you another one, posts. So let's go to posts. Okay, so basically posts will simulate the post widget from Elementor. And once again, if we go to the bottom section, we see that a sim means we are simulating the original widget with either another widget, several widgets, images, and so on, or a combination of those. And if you look at additional info, it says that this simulation is actually a combination of one image plugin, one heading plugin, and a text editor plugin. It's not plugin, it's widget actually. So here I have one image widget, then a heading widget, and then here I have a text editor widget. Basically, the sims will help you to quickly draft your prototype. Another example for the layouts is the My Account page. So the My Account, if you're familiar with WooCommerce, it looks more or less like this. Okay, but once again, if you scroll, it's a sim. Okay, and actually that sim is using a tab widget. So if we take a look at the tabs, so this is the tabs elements page, so with many variations. And basically the simulation of the My Account page uses that, not this one here. So that variation, tabs vertical with border. And if we take a look, that's exactly that. Okay, so basically this is how it works. So we have, as I said, we have elements. We also have blocks. So let's take a look at a block features. Okay, so these are blocks, and blocks actually are sections. So elements are widgets or simulation of widgets, and blocks are actually sections that you can just copy and paste into new pages. So basically you can copy that whole section. Here I have the alternate version. Here is a second version, and it's always named. So here you can see a block feature 02, block feature 02 alternate. And if we go into Elementor, we see that you also find the file names within the Explorer, which is pretty handy when you want to craft a new page. So I'm going to open the Explorer with Command I on a Mac, and I guess it's Control I on desktop. Or you can click on the navigator icon. Actually, it's the navigator, not the Explorer. Okay, so here you can see you have all the sections with all the correct names. So if you need to create a new page, you can just, for example, if you want this one here, it's this one here, you can just right click and copy, or right click here and copy, and then go into the new page and paste it. And that's the way you can build blocks and actually start building a website, or a prototype at least. Now, layouts are a collection of blocks. So if I go back, and here in the layouts, I open the home page. As you can see, we have a hero block, then we have a text block, then we have, actually we have the features block that we just opened. Then we have testimonials, frequently asked questions, services. We have a call to action banner. We have some pricing. And as you can see, it's all explained on each and every page. You have a documentation. Now, maybe there's a little bit too much on this page, but basically each page of the demo is built like that. And even the wirementor.com website is the perfect example, because it's all built with Wirementor to show you how it works. Something that you cannot see are some of the theme builder parts. So we have header and the footer, but we've done it in the previous, in one of the previous steps, where I show you how we can just open the header, footer, and even the search archive. And that's what is explained here. And then we have pop-ups, so we don't necessarily see the pop-ups on the demo, I mean, not here in the navigation. But if you want to see the pop-ups, you can just go to header. Okay, and while you're in the header, if you click on the hamburger icon, you can see some of the pop-ups. So actually, if you want to access it from the backend, all you need to do is go to templates, pop-ups. Then here you have the side navigation. So the side navigation is this navigation here. It's the main navigation when you click on menu. Okay, and then you have the full screen navigation, is that one here. And we have the one-page navigation. Now, I've talked about it in a previous video, but there's a really nice feature that you get with Wirementor. It's a one-page layout. So this is the one-page layout, and basically it's already pre-made with the navigation. And as you can see, it's scrolling very nice, scrolling smoothly. So for example, if I'm in desktop mode, you just see the regular navigation, okay? Now, if I go into mobile, so I'm just going to refresh. Okay, I go into mobile, and when I click, this is the one-page navigation that you see here. So this is the one you have to edit if you want to change. Now, as you can see, if I click on section 1, it closes and goes straight to the correct section. So this is not something that's actually available by default with Elementor. So I added a little bit of JavaScript. So when you click, it goes straight to the section and closes it, because it remains on the same page. Now, the credit for that does not go to me. So I'm just going to show you. If you go to the bottom of the page, you see in the documentation, you see credits. And that code was actually created by Shiloh.ey, so Shiloh A, I don't know if I pronounced that right. And I've put a link to the GitHub Elementor issue. So just to give credit where it's due. Okay, but that's a pretty handy feature. And as I mentioned, some of my most popular videos at the time of recording this video are videos about how to create hybrid navigation, and this is already built in. So when you get Wirementor, you get that packed in also. So it's one of the layouts, but probably one of the most powerful ones, especially if you want to create a one-page website. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So if you recall, in one of my previous videos, I created a one-page website, which is this one here. And actually, it all started with Wirementor while I was building it. So this is the wireframe. So we have the navigation, we have the button, and it's a fully working prototype. So if I click on About, it scrolls to the correct section. Okay. So let's take a look now. Once I've gone through design and prototyping within Elementor Pro, so without using another software, without using Photoshop, without using Figma, Sketch, InVision, whatever, we're just using Elementor Pro. So this is the first page. Click on Services. Okay, and if I click on it, you see I can open the gallery just like I can do in the final version. So click on Services. Here, click on Services. Click on Pricing. Okay, so we've changed, we've rounded the corner to match the co-work brand identity, which is a fake brand identity, and I made a full video about it explaining how it was done, but you can see how it's done here. So click on Practical Info. Okay, and I really branded the section because here it's very neutral. That's something you will show to a client before they approve it, or even if it's your own project, just to be sure that this is what you want. You're gonna take a look at what it looks like when it's on the mobile. Next, click on Try is Free, and there you go. And as I showed you here, I can just click on the items and it goes straight to the correct section. And if I do the same right here, so I'm just going to scroll up, About, and it closes the navigation and goes straight to the correct section. Okay, so that's the power of Wirementor. How to use Wirementor? Well, as we've seen previously, it's all about using elements, blocks, and layouts. So if I look at the navigation, elements, blocks, and layouts, which are actually widgets or simulations of widgets, sections, and full layouts. And for that, on each and every page, as I mentioned before also, you'll find a documentation with the instruction specifically. So this is a page, so it's giving you instruction on how to use the layout. Now, if I go to sidebar, for example, which is an element, and I just scroll down, it tells me what shall I do. So copy and paste the whole section or just the widget. And when there is CSS involved, it tells me where the CSS is located. So if you want to remove the CSS, you know where it's located. Here in this example, there are various CSS rules added at widget level, which means that when you're going to click on Edit with Elementor, which we're going to do right now, all we need to do then is locate the CSS if we want to remove it. So it's at widget level, so I'm just going to click on the widgets, go to Advanced, Custom CSS, and here I have the CSS code. So there is actually very little CSS. This is the one that has the most CSS on the whole of Wirementor, but there are a few snippets here and there. Updates. Now, the best practice is as follows. Wirementor is meant as a powerful tool to kickstart any Elementor Pro-based website design process, and therefore we recommend installing the latest version to a fresh install. Now, you may just re-import the Wirementor import file on an existing website, but you may lose all existing content, so it's not really something I'd advise. Now, if you really need to import a specific element, block, layout to an existing install, my advice is not to update the current install. So we'll call it install A. What you should do is create a fresh new separate install. So install B and install the latest version of Wirementor. And then in install B, export the required page that contains the desired element or block or layout. And then you can just import that item in install A. And then you can just copy paste and edit the newly imported items. So why I'm telling you to do it like that? Now, Wirementor is not meant to live on a website forever. So usually what's going to happen is you're going to create a fresh new install, work on the wireframes. Then when the wireframes are done, what I do personally, I just clone, with the cPanel in one click, you can just clone on a complete website. So I'm just going to clone the install. And if it was, I don't know, demo A, it will be demo B, demo C, or demo 1, 2, 3, and so on. And of course, I will write down, okay, that first version was just run one of the wireframes. Version two is after the first revision, and so on. That way, it's way easier. Now, if it happens that while you're building the prototype and you're in the phase, you're going to start the design, and there's a fresh new block or element or layout that came in the latest version of Wirementor, and you want to update, then I can understand, and then you should follow this step here that I just talked about. But otherwise, the thing is, you're going to install Wirementor when you kickstart a new website. So if you want to go faster, you could have a base install with all the plugins and everything already installed except for Wirementor. And then when you kickstart a new project, you just click on duplicate with cPanel or whatever tool your web host is using. But I would recommend a web host with cPanel because that makes things so much easier with staging websites and so on. I can just create a staging website in one click for free on cPanel. So it's pretty impressive. So once again, I would actually advise you to create a a base install, because personally I do that. I never start really from scratch. I have base installs with all my preferred plugins installed. Actually, I just maintain one. So I maintain the security, make sure the plugins are updated. And then when I kickstart a new project, I'm just gonna clone the updated version of my base install. I do that for GDPR, I do that for a lot of different stuff, so I don't have to reinvent the wheel each and every time. So what I do, once again, is create a base install, but not with Wirementor. And when I start a new project, I just install Wirementor, but all the plugins, the themes, and everything is already there, so it goes way faster. And even though this video is a bit long, once you get used to using Wirementor, it will go really fast. And another advice for me is to really master the tool. I mean, if you don't know, let me show you. If you don't know what a frequently asked question may look like, it's going to be tough. You're going to look everywhere. So if you know Elementor, you know that it's a toggle or an accordion, as you can see here. But if you already work with the Elementor, that's going to be pretty easy. And if you don't, well, that's a good opportunity to really get your hands dirty and really get to know the tool, because trust me, I've been able to craft prototypes in half a day or a day, and I used to spend 3, 4, 5 days because I was so unfocused, because I was trying to create I was thinking about the design at the same time, the structure, and then I started design, then I don't like that color, and should I use round buttons or square buttons, and should I use illustrations or images? No, you want to go phase by phase. You start with a very neutral design with just one color. I mean, just shades of blue, but still it's looking nice, it's vibrant, it's modern. So if it's for you, it will help you, and if it's for your clients, it will really help them to see that it's not about design, it's about where the elements will be placed. And once you've done that, then you can move into the design phase. And doing that, I mean, try it for yourself. Doing that, things go way faster. Now, as I will always say, I don't want to rush my web design. I like to take the time to really craft something beautiful. But something I want to rush is the wireframing and the prototyping phase. I mean, I really want to go faster, because then I can spend more time crafting a beautiful web design. Troubleshooting. Now, this section will actually only has a few items right now, but we'll keep adding elements as we see fit. Every time we notice or something gets reported and we find a solution, we'll put it here. So the first one is page header appearing on all pages. So I've seen that with all themes. Now, I've linked to an article from Elementor that tells you how to, it's here, how to hide page titles in WordPress. So there are a few ways to do it. You can do it straight in Elementor, page by page. If you're using Astra, actually you will need to do when you create a page, but luckily for you, I've already take the option on each and every page. Another way you can do it is just to add CSS code. So it really depends on which theme you're using, because they use different classes. But if you know CSS, then that's going to be a breeze. And if you don't know how to do it, just I'll add it here. Actually, I can add it here. But once again, it depends on the theme you're using. So even if I put the code out there, it may be different depending on the theme you're using. But if I recall, it's dot page dash header, then open brackets, display column none, semicolon, close brackets. Next, how to change the link color globally. I had the issue when I installed it on the Hello theme and also on OceanWP. Now on OceanWP, you can change that in the customizer, but in Hello theme, I didn't find where I could change that. So basically you need to add CSS code. So you would go to Appearance, Customize, Additional CSS, and then you can add this code right here. Then you click on Publish, and this is going to make all links one of the color in the palette here. So if you need to change it afterwards, don't forget where it is and where you change the code. Next, can't add colors to the color palette. We've seen that previously. It seems to be a bug of the current version of Elementor. So for that, I'll refer you to the previous section, but quickly, you can just go to the documentation and you'll find the instruction here. Next, for OceanWP theme, this is what I noticed, the page width. So when you initially install Wirementor, it doesn't look at all like the demo. So for that, you just go to the customizer, so Appearance, Customize, then General Option, General Settings, and I've put here the settings that you should change. So we're not going to do right now because we're using Astra, but basically it's all tested and working fine if you change those options to what's written here. To remove the top bar, also I put the path where to go in the customizer, and you can just untick, tick an option to disable the top bar. Remove the page header globally. Once again, go to the customizer, general option, page title, and you're just going to set it to hidden. And then you can remove the 1-pix border because OceanWP adds a 1-pix border underneath the header. And last but not least, change the link colors globally. We've seen that we can do it with CSS code, but you can also go to the customizer and just change it with the color picker. So as I mentioned, other potential issues will be added here in troubleshooting. So that was a long video, and that was the walkthrough for Wirementor. So I hope you're going to enjoy it as much as I do. So if you're interested in purchasing Wirementor, you will find a link in the description below. Well, I hope that this video gave you a good overview about Wirementor. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please like it as it really helps growing this channel. And if you know someone that could benefit from it, please share it now. If you're not a subscriber yet, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel and smash the notification bell so that you don't miss anything. Now, if you want to brand, market, and grow your business in the digital age, then make sure that you subscribe to my email newsletter so that you never miss a share of digital alchemy, as well as tips, tools, services, and case studies that can help you grow your business online. So that's it for this video. I hope to see you around, and in the meantime, don't forget to invest
in your success.